Good morning, 10th standard. In the previous class, we did quadratic equations. The third exercise till I think 14th question we did, and I gave you till 15th question. Now similar type we have 18th and 20th. So 18th I am just showing you. They have given you the equation, and again they say that it has real and equal roots. If it has real and equal roots, that means discriminant is 0. So first we frame the equation. That is, we make a quadratic equation with x square, x and 1 with a constant. So x square terms on one side, x terms on one side, 1, x square common, x common and 1. Now it's a quadratic, complete quadratic is equal to 0. Where a is k plus 4, b is k plus 1, c is 1. So b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. We substitute b is k plus 1, b square minus 4 into k plus 4 into 1 is equal to 0. This is to be expanded with the formula a square plus b square plus 2ab minus 4k minus 16. So from here we get the factors of this, and then you can calculate the value of k as 5 and minus 3. Now similarly, coming on to the next, that is 20th question, exactly the same. Now here they have already formulated the quadratic equation, no need to do that. So here again b square minus 4ac is 0, b is 4k, the coefficient of x, that is b square minus 4 into this into 1, a is 1. So we multiply 16k square minus this, I need not tell you, we open the bracket, then 16k square minus 4k square, 12k square. Here we have taken 4 common. Taking 4 common, we are left with this, because 4 goes to the other side, 0 divided by 4 is 0. So here making the factors of 6, that is 3 and 2, then we get two values of k and this. Okay. Now next coming up to 23rd question, let me check, 22nd question. They have given you the hint also for 22nd question. In 22nd they have given you the equation, and they say this equation has real values, so that means discriminant is greater than 0. You have to prove. You will find out the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, 7 square minus 4 into 8 into 3. So check, it's given in the hint what they say, discriminant for the real values should be greater than equal to 0. According to the hint you work. I don't know now what the question was, but it was an easy one and the hint was also given. So accordingly you work on it. If any doubt, let me know. Now 23rd question, they have given this equation, and again real and equal values for which we have to calculate, we have to prove that either a is 0 or this equation. So the same way, when it is real and equal roots, that means discriminant is 0. So we take the discriminant 0. Here a is this whole. Coefficient of x square is treated as a. This whole is b along with minus sign. This is c. Now b square minus 4ac, b is this along with minus sign, it's square. We have to take minus 4 into this. So that I have written, and multiplying. Square of negative term is positive. So that gives you 4 into, this is opened with a whole square formula, a raised to power 4 plus b square c square minus 2 into this. Minus 4 outside. These two we are multiplying inside. And then complete, I open up. This 4b square c square and minus 4b square c square, that cancels. And these two which I have ticked, 8a square bc and minus 4a square bc, this one. These two together give you minus 12a square bc. Remaining two terms as it is we write. Now after this, from this complete, we can take 4a common, and this is equal to 0. Just as in any of the quadratic equation, if you get x minus 4 into x minus 3 is equal to 0, then you substitute either this is 0 or this is 0, because product of two numbers can be 0 only if either the first one is 0 or the second one is 0. Now similarly here, the product of two brackets, you can say 4a and this, product of these two is 0. That means either 4a is 0, so a is 0 here you get, or either this is 0. When you substitute this as 0, you get a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc, what you had to prove. Okay. Now coming up to next, 24th question. They have given this and we have to prove that it has real and equal roots, real roots, I think so. Check it in the question, real or rational roots. Now whatever, when we have to prove that it has real roots, only real means if its discriminant is greater than and equal to 0, then we can say greater than or equal to 0, then we can say it has real roots. So what we do, we calculate its discriminant. We want to prove that it has real roots. For that we have to prove, this is to prove, we have to prove that discriminant is greater than or equal to 0. So we find out the discriminant, b square minus 4ac. I need not tell you now how we get this. This c is with minus, okay. So minus 4ac discriminant we calculate. Now this is opened with is b square c square plus 2ab, this formula you know. Then this minus minus gives you plus 4c into a minus b, so it is opened. Now here which two terms can you combine? This 2bc as it is, this minus 2ac and plus 4ac, these two can be combined to give you 2ac, and this minus and this 2bc, this one, and minus 4bc, they are combined to give you minus 2bc, okay, and minus 2ab as it is. Now you can see here that this itself makes a whole square. Which whole square it makes? B, C and A. The three terms will be this. But here negative is coming with the term which has B. So that means the term with B should be negative, because then only we will get 2ac. 2ac is positive, and minus 2bc and minus 2ab. Then we get. So this is a whole square. A whole square is always greater than 0 and can be 0 also. Okay. So a whole square is greater than or equal to 0. 25th is the same. So we proceed with this. Any doubt you can just ask. Now children, listen very carefully. The rest two chapters, shares and dividends and GST, they are very important. Very important, as well as very difficult. That is why I left it in the end. Okay, shares and dividends is very difficult for the children, those who do not understand. So I am here trying to explain you properly, and listen very carefully. Okay, and it's very easy if you understand. Naturally, anything which you understand, that is easy for you. So try to understand properly. And what does shares means, because it's a totally new chapter for you. You have not at all done the basics, anything in 6th, 7th, 8th or 9th, right? So here I am explaining you. Listen very carefully. Now shares, what does the share mean? Now suppose a company has to invest 5 crores. The manager of the company or the owner of the company has to invest 5 crores on the machines and whatever he wants to purchase. But he has 4 crores with him. He has 4 crores. Then what he does, he issues the shares of 1 crores. He issues the share to the common people, and like maybe 100 rupee shares, maybe 500 rupee shares. He issues the shares in the market, and those shares are purchased by the people. Like suppose here we have 500 rupee share. So we can purchase it from the market, these shares, and naturally so 500 is given to the owner and he can invest in his company. So what benefit he gets is that his investment will be complete when he offers the shares to the common people, and common people can get a profit from this. How they can get a profit? Because whatever the company gets the profit, the company owner shares with the shareholders also. Like 500 rupee share is there, he will give a dividend. Share profit is called dividend. He will give 8% dividend to his owners. That means 8% of 500, that person who has purchased the shares, he will get as profit, right? Now, so this is the deal between the company and the investor or the person who is purchasing the share. Now share, when it comes in the market, suppose it's a very good company, like you can say Tata Birla, Reliance or whatever. Nowadays they are good companies of whom we know that they are running at a profit. we know that they're already running at a profit, and if I purchase a share of this company, surely I'll get a handsome money as profit. So what happens in the market, everybody would like to purchase their share, right? Everybody likes to purchase the shares which are running at a profit. So what happens, the cost of those shares rises in the market. Now, the company has issued the share for 500 rupees, but in the market, they might be available for 600 rupees because the share brokers and the agents in between, according to the demand, they raise the price. So that depends. Maybe you get it for 600, maybe you get for 800, that depends. So this is called the market value. This is the market value, and this is called selling the share at a premium. Premium means when we get the share at a price more than the face value. Now this, whatever is written, the price written on the share, that is called the face value. Like face value means what you see on the face, correct? So on this share, what you can see is the price is 500. So this is the face value of the share. Now face value, another name is nominal value also they say, okay? And this is market value. Naturally, this is at a premium of 100 rupees. We are getting the share. Now similarly, if a company is running at a loss, so what happens, its share is losing its value in the market, and the share sometimes is sold for 400 also, for 300 also. So that is called, the share is sold at a discount. The share is sold at a discount when market value, now when market value is less than face value. At a premium means when market value is greater than the face value, right? Can you guess what does at par means? Although you cannot answer, but you can answer for your own self. At par means when both are equal. At par means both are equal. Market value is equal to face value. Then we say that in the question they'll give you that the share is sold at par. So at par means market value is equal to face value. Discount, I think in sales also, you know, discount means to deduct something. So market value is less than face value. Premium means we get more than the face value. So this was all about the shares introduction I have given you. After this, now there are 2-3 formulas which I have to discuss with you. So now see, although it's just a mathematical terms, it's not a formula which you have to remember by heart or something. Everybody, you are grown up, 10th standard, can make up the formulas. Now just see, suppose I'm just asking you, now suppose you have share of 100 rupees and you are purchasing shares, suppose 50 shares, okay, and in the market this share is available for 150 rupees. This is your market value, this is your face value, and this is the number of shares. So can you tell how much money you will spend in purchasing the shares? Give the answer your own self and then tally when I speak. So just try. See, face value written on the share is 100 rupees. Market value is 150. That means share is available for 150 to us. And we want to purchase 50 shares. So how much money you will spend in purchasing the shares? Yes, correct. I think many of you gave the correct answer. That is 150 into 50. So this is called your investment. Investment is 150 into 50. Okay. Investment is 150 into 50. Now what is the formula for the investment? That is market value into number of shares. Right? Market value into number of shares. So you need not learn the formula. This is a simple logic of mathematics. Investment, how much investment will a person do? That is market value into number of shares. Okay, that is your first formula, market value into number of shares. Now second formula, that is of dividend. How much profit we will get if the rate of dividend is 10%. Now you tell me, first of all listen, that the company is not at all bothered at what price you are purchasing the share. I repeat, company is not at all bothered at what price you are purchasing the share. Company is selling the share for 100 rupees and the company will get 100 rupees only. So the company will give a profit, that is dividend, on this 100 rupees only. Okay. So now this dividend rate of this is 10%. Now you will get 10% of what? You have purchased 50 shares. According to the company, how much investment you have done? 50 into 100. According to the company, you have invested 5,000 rupees. Correct? Because company is not bothered about this. Actually, from your pocket, this much money has gone. But company is not at all bothered about that. Company will give you dividend on this 100 rupees only. So according to company, your investment is 5,000. So dividend will be 10% of 100 into 50, that is 10% of 5,000. So that is 500 rupees. So now the formula for dividend is dividend percent into face value into number of shares upon 100. Naturally, to remove this percentage, we put the over 100. Right? So that is again a simple logic. Dividend is 10% of what? Of the investment which according to the company you have given to the company. So that is your dividend. Now third important formula is your yield, they can say, or rate of return. Now again listen very carefully. What does rate of return mean? Rate of return, first I will tell you the formula, that is income over investment into 100. Now this dividend is what the company gives you, right? Now but according to us, how much rate of return we are getting? According to us, we have spent 150 into this, let me calculate, 7,500, right? According to me, I have spent 7,500, but according to company, I have spent 5,000, correct? So company has given me dividend accordingly. Now I want to calculate that how much rate of return I am getting on my investment, because company is giving me 10%, but I am not getting 10% because I have spent more. So how much rate of return I am getting? That is income. My income is 500 and my investment is 7,500 into 100. So with 25 I can cancel. 25, 3, 25, 20. So 20 upon 3, that is 6, 2 by 3%. Now listen very carefully. This is how we calculate rate of return. Rate of return, why it is less? Because money spent by me is more. Percentage difference is there. Because the money spent by me is more and company is giving the dividend on 5,000. Now, if you see the money basis, that is the same, because if company is giving me 500 rupees profit, I am getting 500 rupees profit only. In rupees, the dividend is the same, but only difference is in percentage. Why the percentage difference is there? Because company is giving me calculating the percentage on 5,000, but I am calculating my percentage on 7,500. So I am getting the rate of return percent different. Otherwise, dividend what I get on my shares, that is the same. 500 company gives and 500 I get. Okay. And one thing more, children, questions I'll begin in the next class, no problem. Now the thing is, listen to this 2 to 3 times and kindly listen on the same day, please. I have my own problems. I cannot leave this video for long on the YouTube. Okay. So you have to listen on the same day or one day more. I'll keep it there for 24 hours. In 24 hours, you can listen to the video 2 times, 3 times, as much you want. Fine. And to understand shares and dividend, please listen it 2-3 times so that it's very clear to you. Because all the basics, everything I have told, once you understand this, it's very easy for you. Fine. Any doubt, you can ask surely. Thank you so much. Thank you, children.